So Wes, this film is actually a good old make-believe film with adventure kind of in it. Does it kind of actually come from a personal story from childhood?
Well, what comes from my own childhood is just remembering the sort of, you know, there's a romance that the movie is really about. And I remember that feeling of falling in love or thinking I was in love for the first time, and how overwhelming that was. The adventure that these characters go on is more of a fantasy, inspired by that, I think.
Now, this is actually the second time you teamed up with Roman Coppola. Well, what is it about him that I guess kind of fits or works well with you?
Well, in the case of this movie, I was working on a script and I needed help, and I wasn't getting it right. And Roman is somebody who is very knowledgeable about how movies work in sort of every department. You know, he'd worked with me on 2 other movies before, and we've been friends for many years. And he's just the first person I turned to come help me try to sort this out. And in fact, the first day that we started talking about it, he solved you know, I was sort of stuck on page 12 or so, and suddenly I knew the whole next section because of some questions he asked, and we wrote the whole script in a month after that, after I'd spent a year trying.
Now, you actually did something really risky, which I enjoyed. You actually casted 2 newcomers for the leads in the film. I mean, was there any point where you had like reservations that maybe you should go with someone, I guess, well-known instead of somebody who's doing a film for the first time?
Yes, well, you know, they're so young anyway. I mean, there are famous 12-year-olds out there, but you know, there are no 12-year-olds there may be very few 12-year-olds who have a lot of experience. You know, they have a little. To me, it was more. I felt more that it was more important to find the people who already seemed like they could be these characters. The people who seem like what they are in real life would be interesting if we could just capture that.
Now, I always say you can tell when you're watching a Wes Anderson film because of the colors in your films. You have, you know, lots of yellows and lots of browns, the splash of red and blues. Is that something that you kind of consciously make an effort to create in your films?
Well, I'm always trying to create a world that's a sort of special world for the characters in the story. That's hopefully not like my other movies, and hopefully not like somebody else's movie. That's just its own world for just this story. That's usually what's motivating me.
Now, actually, talking about creating worlds, I guess in your past films, it's always kind of hard to tell if it's taking place in the past or the present. But in this film, you actually made it set in 1965. Why that year? Why that era?
I wanted to put the movie in a kind of a Norman Rockwell period. You know, the Boy Scouts are a big part of the story, or, you know, they're called the Khaki Scouts, are a big part of the story. That more innocent time in America that at least feels more innocent to us looking back, and that changed very, very quickly in the years after this story takes place.
Now, I actually enjoy your props and your set pieces. I actually heard Bill Murray actually stole a couple of albums off the set.
Is that true?
That's what I heard. I don't know. I mean, actually, I actually want to talk to you about the book jackets. Were those actually real books?
No, we made those books, we have different artists who are mostly close to us, to the filmmakers, worked on the artwork for these books, and we made them into these books. And then I had written a little paragraph for each of the books, but in fact, we have now made animated versions of these little sections, and next week those are going to be released on the internet. So those should be available as a little companion piece to the movie very soon.
What kind of bird are you?
I'm a sparrow. She's a dove.
No, I said, what kind of bird are you? Dear Susie, here's my plan.
Dear Sam, my answer is yes.
Dear Susie, 1.
Dear Sam, where?
Dear Susie, Walk 400 yards due north from your house to the dirt path which has not got any name on it. Turn right and follow to the end. I will meet you in the meadow.
Who's missing? Shukusky, you in there? Jiminy Cricket, he flew the coop.
Walt, where the hell are you?
Right here.
Does it concern you that your daughter has just run away from home?
That's a loaded question. Until help arrives, I'm deputizing the little guy, the skinny one, and the boy with the patch on his eye to come with me in the station wagon.
C'est le temps de l'amour, le temps des copains et de l'aventure.
What am I looking at?
He does watercolors, mostly landscapes, but a few nudes.
If we find him, I'm not going to be the one who forgot to bring a weapon. Me neither.
Where's the boy? I'm told that he's just been struck by lightning.
It's true.
I'll be out back. I'm going to find a tree to chop down.